Hi, Sid. Good evening. Welcome on board. How are you feeling?
I am great, and first of all, welcome to the Cricket Cult family. So, for all our viewers, that's Swamitama and Pramita. Why don't you tell our followers about yourself?
So, I'm a PR professional and a professional anchor. I've had experience through a lot of years by now, and recently did the World Cup, Hockey World Cup, and got fascinated for cricket and lot more sports. So happy that you made me a part of your family. I'm so grateful.
Thank you so much. And so we like you've done big ticket events like the Hockey World Cup. So why a small platform like Cricket Cult?
First of all, please do not say that's a small platform because you've got a massive viewership over YouTube, Instagram, everywhere, and so much of crisp analysis. And it's so nice to hear for any cricket lover, any cricket fan. They can access it so easily. That makes it so different from so many platforms out there.
Yeah, so today, as you all know, India Ka Tyohar is upon us, and we're here to do a SWOT analysis. And what's a better team? Both of us are wearing blue. So the five-time champions. We'll start with Mumbai Indians.
Yes, Mumbai Indians definitely, but slightly fans were disappointed with the last season. They coming eighth at the order. But this time, if you look at the top order, we have these amazing batsmen, right from, but it's saddening to see Pollards exit. But that has made a way of Cameron Green and Tim David into the team. What's your take on that?
The Mumbai Indians fans will take offense to saying that Pollard has exited. He is their batting coach, so he's
Okay,
still
okay.
he's still a Mumbai Indian and with the squad up and running.
Okay, but what do you have to say about Cameron Green? Because the franchisees bought him at the cost of 17.5 crores. What do you have a take on this? I'm pretty sure when these numbers come up, you get into a deep analysis.
No, there is no deep analysis in that. Just happy for the man, and we knew that Sam Curran, Cameron Green, and Ben Stokes are going to be the three most sought after players, and there were no surprises.
What are the major strengths for Mumbai Indians this time? What would you tell?
Their Indian batting. I think their top four will be filled with talented Indian batsmen, and three of them are experienced. So you've got uh, as they say, the Visfotak, Ishan Kishan with Rohit Sharma, the skipper. You got Tilak Verma or Surya Kumar Yadav will be three and four. So that's very solid, and most teams would give an arm and a leg for an Indian top four like that.
Also, like Tilak Verma, he has played 14 matches last season and scored like 397 runs at a very good average at 36 and a strike rate near about 140. New player, 20 years old, like lot to look at to him at this season. What are your take? What are your opinion on that?
Yeah, he will also benefit from being sandwiched between someone like a Rohit Sharma and a Surya Kumar Yadav. So and we all know that Rohit backs his youngsters. In fact, आपको याद होगा last year रोहित ने specifically बोला था Tilak Verma is one player who can play for India in all three formats. So he's not just a T20 prodigy. मतलब he has the game for the long format also, which bodes well, really. And that is what the IPL is there for, where talent meets opportunity. He's a talented individual. He's been given an opportunity, and he has to make the most of it.
But like Surya Kumar Yadav is a go-to batsman for MI. Fans are having high hopes on him. What's your take on him?
See, without a doubt, the first game he will have a little bit of demons in his head because we all know it can happen with anyone. I mean, it's three balls, three dismissals against Australia, but
Yes, that's
he's the
actually the major
he's
concern.
the
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
So he's the Badshah of this format. Yeah, he's the number one T20 batter in the world, and for good reason. So I think once uh, although he'll be blue from blue, but once he comes back to that setup, apart, like I think one score of 15-20 and he'll be back up and running.
But don't you think hasn't he saddened his fans from the last ODI against Australia?
Yeah, I think he's done enough for fans to not be that fickle where anyone can have two, three bad games. I remember even Sachin Tendulkar got three ducks in a row. He didn't get
Yes. Yes.
like a first ball ducks, but that doesn't mean he's not the greatest batsman of all time. So
Yes.
it can
Indeed.
happen with anyone. Two of those deliveries were like unplayable, and literally anyone could have gotten out in the first ball. He would have been disappointed with the third dismissal, but that's life, isn't it?
But if you look into the strength, the batting order has been amazing, and they are power pack in that. They are gonna hit it off against the opponent quite well. So now let's quickly go into some of the weaknesses. But I'll ask you, like, what do you consider MI might have like downfalls in?
So I think one obvious weakness is their lack of spin bowling options. Yes,
Yes.
you have someone like a Kumar Karthikeya, he did well,
Yeah.
but he's not that experienced,
Hmm.
and we'll see how he goes. You got a Ritik Shakeen who incidentally comes from my school, modern school, Barakamba Road. He did really well, but again, very inexperienced. Yes, they got a Piyush Chawla, but does Piyush Chawla have the same bite at this age? We saw the last time he played for CSK, he struggled a bit. So I
But
think that is a glaring weakness for the
but
Mumbai Indians.
since like he might be a last minute pickup for MI, right, Piyush Chawla? I guess so.
He was the last minute pickup, yes, in the auctions, yes.
But right now, if you actually look, like since I'm also a Jasprit Bumrah fan, I'm like really upset he's injured right now. Like that's like the area people are actually looking forward to. But since his injury is a major concern right now, who do you feel can fill in his shoes at the moment?
No one, no one, and I repeat, no one can can fill Jasprit Bumrah's shoes, especially because he's also so you got a Jofra Archer now. It remains to be seen whether he's bowling full tilt. Yes, he did well in the ODI series in which he came back against South Africa, if I'm not wrong. Uh, but it remains to be seen. But no Indian bowler especially can fill Jasprit Bumrah's shoes. So that goes without saying. That will be a big hole.
So also like since they didn't perform much well last season, what should the takeaways be for MI for this season?
So basically, the opportunities part, right? So
Yes.
you've got you. So am I? Why is MI the most successful IPL franchise in the history of the tournament? That's because they have they have it in them to unearth talent. Let me give you a few examples. So Kyron Pollard,
Hmm.
Jasprit Bumrah, Krunal Pandya, Hardik Pandya. These are all literally unknown commodity. Even Marco Jansen, he
Yeah.
was an unknown commodity, and this time they picked his brother. Uh,
Okay.
So Jansen. So he's like I've heard Sean Pollock talk really highly about him. He's also an all rounder. Looks exactly the same as Marco. So if he can have a good season, and then they look out for youngsters like Arshad Khan, Arshad Khan. He is someone that Parthiv Patel speaks highly of, and Parthiv Patel has a good eye for talent when it comes to domestic cricket.
Quite a in-depth analysis. But right now, as if you're considering the opportunities and the introduction of impact player rule, how is it going to impact Mumbai Indians?
So, firstly, it's really important to explain the impact player
Yes.
rule
Yeah.
to our viewers, who most of them are like way more aware than us. So I'm sure they know, but for the small minority that might not know it, so this is another very similar to the super sub rule that you had back in the mid 2000s in the ODIs.
Mhm.
So firstly, if you pick four foreigners in your first 11, then that's it. You can't pick a foreigner as your as your impact player. It has to be an Indian player.
Hmm.
Um, they can come in at any time, and whoever they replace will take no part in the game going forward. So let me give you an example. Let's say someone like a Tilak Verma, if he's not bowling, right?
Hmm.
They can if Mumbai Indians bat first, he comes in, and as soon as his batting is over, or in the second inning, they can get someone like a Piyush Chawla or a seam bowling option, um, you know, to replace him. And that so you're essentially playing with 12 players, and you have to nominate four players, but you can only make one move. So it could be a batsman for a bowler, bowler for a batsman, depending on the match situation.
Okay, this would be something interesting to look out for the entire tournament, I believe. This is something actually that changed the history. This is for the first time that's happening in cricket, and I believe this could be a mega change in
It's happening for the first time in IPL in this form,
yeah.
but it has happened in the Syed Mushtaq Ali, the domestic competition, and it also happened. I think, if I'm not wrong, in the South African League. The rules might be a little different, but it's essentially the same thing. So, and Pramita, coming to the threats for the Mumbai Indians, I think you hit the nail on the head. So the injury concerns, that's a major threat for Mumbai Indians, especially someone like a Jasprit Bumrah. No one can fill his shoes. Yes, you've got the Mohammad Arshad Khan. When I talk about Indian pace bowling options, but like who's going to take the mantle at the death? The death overs can swing the game, and we've seen that two bad overs at the death, and the game changes. Jofra Archer also, he's coming back from a long injury layoff, uh, and he might not be available for the whole tournament because they have the all important Ashes after the IPL.
Yes.
So their pace bowling also, that could be a huge threat.
Talking about Bumrah and death overs, if both Archer and Berendorf concede lot of runs in the death overs, who is coming for Rohit's Mumbai Indian rescue? What is your take on it?
As I said, someone like if someone has a breakthrough season, maybe a Jaydev Unadkat or a Arshad Khan or a Cameron Green, if someone has a breakthrough, or if Archer is back at his imperial best, then you never know. You can never count out a champion team like the Mumbai Indians.
2 years. Let's see the spirits at Wankhede Stadium this time because they are hoping a lot of positive and a great win for the Mumbai Indians. And this is amazing. Thanks a lot to the Cricket Cult family at Cult Cricket in Twitter, Cricket Cult YouTube, Cricket Cult Official on Instagram, and cricketcult.com. All the viewers watching this, like, share, and subscribe. And we have some amazing insights coming up throughout this entire season. Thank you so much, Sid, for your valuable time. Hope to see you soon again.
Thank you.